everybody, welcome. It's today Nakazawa here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber Newsy news. But before we do, please make sure to smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell, and guys, do you know I stream on Twitch? Head over to Twitch, and if you're at work, leave me a lurk. And guys, sorry about last week. I caught COVID, so I was off all last week, so Newsy news obviously was not happening. But thank you so much for your patience, and welcome back. Okay, guys, on to our very first piece of Newsy news. This is VSPO, and VSPO is an abbreviation of Virtual Esports Project. It is an esports-focused, all-female virtual YouTuber agency operated by the Japanese company Virtual Entertainment Inc., which is owned by the holding company Brave Group since 2022. So why are we talking about VSPO? Well, guys, it looks like VSPO was having a bit of an issue when it came to spicy fan art. So this is posted on IT Media News. This is posted on February 16th, 2026 at around 6:05 a.m. And it says here, VTuber group VSPO identifies creator of spicy illustrations, seeks 10 million yen in damages, and reaches settlement. So then this is a link to the actual article here. And it says here, VSPO seeks 10 million yen in damages. Brave Group, which is involved in the group, announced the status of its response to nuisance behavior against its VTuber. The VSPO law prohibits the creation or publication of spicy illustrations or the making of any revenue from them. Now the company has reported it reached an out-of-court settlement after identifying people who made money from repeatedly publishing spicy illustrations. The person who reached a settlement this time made money by creating spicy illustrations of their VTubers and publishing them on X, Pixfix, Discord, Patreon, and other platforms. Brave Group has requested all of these illustrations be removed and that in the future, the affiliated talents not engage in spicy illustrations, copyright infringement, or slanderous acts. In addition, when it sought an obligation to pay 10 million yen in damages, with the remaining part waived if it completed the payment of 4 million yen without delay. Regarding the conditions of the exemption of the 4 million yen, the company explained, "We appreciate the sincere response taken by the person in question, including a sincere apology and the voluntary disclosure of all sale proceeds obtained through the illustration. The compensation of 4 million yen also includes the amount that exceeds the full amount of sales. In addition, the company is currently seeking damages for multiple cases of copyright infringement caused by spicy illustrations by identifying the individuals involved. In addition to the slanderous behavior, the company is also conducting multiple court cases and negotiations against posters, website operators, providers, platformers, and others." Okay, so essentially this is the TLDR summary that was posted by The Dark Enjoyer. Blew up in the JP Twitter, but here's a summary. Artist loves VSPO girls. VSPO is a VTuber agency managed by Brave Group JP. Artist decides to contribute to the community, generate/draw spicy art of the talent, post on Twitter, Pixfix, and Discord, starts Patreon tier for exclusive spicy content, making decent pocket money. Suddenly, Brave Group lawyers show up. They somehow dox and sue the artist, demanding 10 million yen or 65k USD in damages. Also, delete everything, apologize, never do it again. Artist panics, settles out of court, has to pay 4 million yen, which is 26k USD immediately. Fun fact, that's more than the artist ever made from the art. Remaining 6 million is forgiven because the artist was, quote, sincere. VSPO has zero tolerance for R18, unlike NIJISANJI and Hololive. Artists learned the hard way that monetizing VSPO girl lewds can bankrupt you. This person, Zeno, says, that makes me so sad for the artist. Does VSPO have at least art guidelines? And then Dark Destroyer says, yeah, they do over at vspo.jp/guide. They explicitly prohibit any art with spicy depictions, which means explicit nudity, spicy acts, and overly spicy poses or scenarios. A gray area a lot of artists seem to go in is suggestive art, and even that is on a case-by-case basis. So anyways, guys, it's a little bit sad that an artist who loves the group ended up getting horribly fined by the group. You can kind of understand why when you're drawing art of like these big corporate VTubers, right? A lot of times artists take the chance because they want their art to be exposed to like a broader audience. So a lot of times they draw fan art of the corporate VTubers just to try and get like not only engagement, but also kind of like oh, hey, you know, like look at my art. Look, this is amazing. However, this definitely blew up in this person's face. It's a little bit confusing to me because usually when you go to like, you know, anime conventions, there's like an artist alley. And a lot of times in the artist alley, there definitely is art of VTubers and definitely corporate VTubers as well. So why this person in particular got targeted, it's possible because maybe the art was slightly too spicy. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think of VSPO suing this artist? Do you think that they were justified, or do you think that it was completely overboard? Let me know in the comments. On to our next piece of Newsy news. This is Fallen Shadow, and Fallen Shadow, nickname is Shondo, is an English language VTuber originally debuting independently in 2021. She joined Mythic Talent in May 2025. And this is Markiplier, and Markiplier is a American YouTuber, filmmaker, and actor. And this is the movie Iron Lung. Iron Lung is a 2026 American science fiction horror film written and directed by Markiplier in his feature directorial debut. So why are we talking about Shondo, Markiplier, and Iron Lung? Well, guys, this is posted on the VTuber Drama subreddit. This is posted by Major Family Disgrace. And it says here, God forbid you give your opinion on a movie without adding a personal insult here. This is a screenshot of Shondo's alt account. So let me just go over here so you guys can can see everything. This is posted on Shondo's alternate X account, Girl Shadow, and this is posted on February 16th, 2026 at around 6:43 p.m. And Shondo says, just watched Iron Lung, stick to making FNAF videos, little bro. So then she continues to say, nothing ever happens, the movie. An hour and a half of close-up, dramatically multi-lit cinematic shots, and Markiplier sitting in a chair, leading up to a big payoff of nothing. So then you can see here, this person says, L tweet, sorry sis, don't diss Big M. Shondo continues to say, tell him make good movies next time. My sister fell to effing sleep, and half the theater yelled in disbelief when it ended in nothing. Big Nin says, just called Markiplier little bro. This is arrogance the Greeks would write epics about. And then Shondo continues to say, you could indeed write an epic based off of a few tweets. It would at least be more entertaining than the Iron Lung. So anyways, guys, did you guys watch the Iron Lung? Do you think it was as bad as Shondo says, or did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy news. This is Luna Yina, and Luna Yina is a furry hyena VTuber, and this is Tiger Lion, who is an artist and live 2D rigger. So why are we talking about Luna Yina and Tiger Lion? Well, guys, this is posted on Tiger Lion's X account. This is posted on February 17th, 2026 at around 1:29 a.m. And it says here, awareness post for Luna the hyena. And it says, after receiving the files for her model and leaving me a 5-star review, she issued a chargeback against me for £437. She's using the excuse of the model having clipping errors, but she ignored all my DMs offering to fix the model. So you can see here, this is like a screenshot of the information here. This is like the Discord exchange between Luna and Tiger Lion here. And then you can see here, this is documentation of clipping, the mesh errors, and the model received. There should be no jagged edges or warping in the final product. Hi, why did you send the discussion through PayPal? If there's problems with the model, I'm available to fix it. If you ask me, I also can't message you on Discord. Did I do something wrong? And then there says there's a PayPal dispute. Hello, please answer any of my DMs on what you need fixed with the model. I was like, hi, I sent you a DM via PayPal. Could you tell me why you opened a dispute? If there's a problem with the model, I'm available to fix them. Oh, I always was. And then even this DM on X. Hi, could you tell me why you opened a PayPal dispute? If there's a problem with the model, I'm available to fix it like I always was. Please answer so we can resolve this as this is time. And then you can see here, it says not described chargeback. Your buyer reported they weren't satisfied with the item or service they received. Your buyer has filed a chargeback with their financial institution, reporting that the item they received wasn't as described. Case status, under review with buyer's financial institution. After reviewing the info we received, we were unable to cover this payment and have debited €437.42 from your PayPal balance. We'll attempt to recover this amount from the buyer's financial institution. If we're unable to recover the payment, the money will be credited back to your balance. So then Tiger Lion continues to say, she escalated the PayPal dispute to a chargeback just after debuting her new model rigged by me and has been using the model without a problem since. This post is so artists can be cautious about working with her since she will not hesitate to take the money back. This person, Nico, says, I just used the leaving me a 5-star review as proof. I think it's bogus in my opinion. They gave you no communication of having a problem prior unless I'm misunderstanding. And instead of talking to you, they removed you and tried to get a refund. That is messed up. So Tiger Lion says, yeah, that part feels really scummy. So you can see here, so it says Luna Yina left a 5-star review. Always attentive to detail and incredibly amazing with any fixes and small changes. Thank you so much. You can see here, it says on time, professional, amazing, great value, clear communication, proactive updates, very responsive, above and beyond, attentive to details, and receptive to feedback. So you can see here that it's been completed. Okay, so then this person says, hi, I'm the person who re-rigged most of this model. The majority of the rigging down had to be done, remeshed, and cut up better. The model seen on stream since debut is the one that I fixed and received a lot of repairs for texturing and rigging. Very little of the original rigging is still here. Tiger Lion says, I'm going to be completely honest with you and call you out on that. Here's a comparison of my rig and her stream. The physics are the same. The head and body are the same. Also, there's no changes in the texture. Starly Aura says, Luna had done the stream with the model before my repairs. If you're going to call me out, at least post a clip from her debut where the repair model is shown. I'm not here to argue. There were issues. There was re-rigging done. I had to make Luna a bunch of new textures and have SS video of the issue that was presented to me. So then Tiger Lion says, I can't access her debut VOD since it's broken and loops at the ending screen. But if there were any issues with the model, I'm not saying that there weren't. I have no idea. The right thing to do would have been to reach out to me and not do a chargeback for half of the model price. So then Aura says, from what I understand, she did. Mind you, take this with a pinch of salt. I haven't seen the messages, so I don't know. My bit here was I got presented a model someone was not happy with. They showed me the issues. I tried to do repairs. However, we scrapped a bit. I saved a new file when we changed the rigging to assure I didn't mess up. And then Tiger Lion says, okay, I'm not blaming you, of course. You only did what you were asked, but you can see on my original post that I'm asking what the problems are and I'm offering to fix them. Those look like fixes that I would have been able to do. It's just really hurtful. I hope you understand. So anyways, guys, essentially this is like a call out post from Tiger Lion to make sure to not work with Luna Yina. What do you guys think of this? Do you think that this was just a drop in communication, or do you think doing a chargeback was really scummy? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy news. This is Spite, And Spite is a female American independent VTuber who debuted in May 2022. She streams primarily on Twitch and does segments edited and uploaded onto YouTube. And this is Leuna, and Leuna is a digital artist. Okay, so why are we talking about Spite and Leuna? Well, guys, this is posted on Leuna's X account. This is posted on February 15th, 2026 at around 3:21 a.m. And Leuna says, "This is my artwork. It was reposted by a VTuber after being recolored with no permission and no credit. And she has the audacity to announce on her page she's opening a VGen soon. Proof below." So you can see here that this is the original, and then this is the stolen one. You can see it's pretty much identical, just with some color changes here. So you can see this is the further proof that Leuna is saying. So this is fawn_VT saying, "Hope you like it." They did @Spite to make sure that Spite could see it. This is the person, fawn_VT, and then it says VGen coming son. And then someone had replied, "Holy, that's awesome." And then Fawn said, "Thank you so much," taking credit for obviously something that, you know, she did not draw. However, there has been some good news for Leuna. It looks like this handle is no longer active. So you can see here, fawn_VT, it says this account does not exist. So anyways, guys, just letting you know, it is not cool to steal art, obviously, even if it is recolored. You can see here, side-by-side comparison, you can definitely see it is the same art, it was just recolored. You can even see here, Legal Mindset says, "Start with a cease and desist letter to the platform/website operator. This is ripe for a DMCA takedown." It's always very good to like look into the background of anyone you are hiring just to make sure that they are legitimate, because fortunately there's a lot of art scammers in the community. Luckily, this one has been taken down. It's just something just to be aware of. On to our next piece of Newsy news. This is NIJISANJI, and NIJISANJI is an agency of primarily 2D virtual YouTubers known as Virtual Livers, managed by Anycolor Incorporated. So why are we talking about NIJISANJI? Well, guys, this is old news for the EN branch, but apparently new news for the JP branch. This is posted on the Kudosanji subreddit, posted by Laichi, saying, "Okay, this is old news for us to the English side regarding the play buttons, but it's funny how it's just recently coming out in the JP side, and the sisters are in full defense for the company. Like, seriously, the quote tweets are just so funny to me." So you can see here, NIJISANJI apparently displays their silver and gold play buttons in the dedicated rooms and only gives photos to the livers. Even though they can make multiples, I wonder why they don't gift them. The company is making bank after all. And apparently, one liver's silver play button went missing for some reason. The one who got the silver play buttons for EN or ID or whatever got chewed out by staff just for trying to touch them, they say. Let's see what some of the people on Reddit are saying. TT Win says, "I will genuinely never understand the blind worship of any agency." Never Pre-Order says, "Proof that the JP side was really insulated from what happens elsewhere. This is by far the most bizarre part about NIJISANJI I will never get. Not only do they not order a second one, but they don't even let the livers pay for the ones themselves, if I can recall. I just can't think of any explanation that doesn't make them look awful. Like, genuinely, what would the forced pro-Niji argument ever be for this? It's just so weird when it comes across as thankless at best, as straight up manipulative at worst." You can see here, it says, "And now it's going to stay in the office next to all the other really cool buttons," which, by the way, I think, okay, I know there are some people who are like, "Oh my god, how come? How come the livers can't have their own button? How come they can't take it home?" You know what? If we really wanted to, we could just effing ask. LOL! No, you can't. No, you can't. PM Na says, "The most common defense in the quote retweets by Niji fans that if the liver had the silver play button, it could dox them," which obviously doesn't make any sense, because one, Hololive talents get their play buttons without issue, and two, the liver will not openly display this info for people to see, and three, there's been no case of someone's identity being widely and publicly exposed due to a play button. Honestly, it makes no sense except for a cost-saving measure and a power move, and just plain shitty." Toxic Corgi says, "The reason they don't give their own play button is the same reason Hollywood makes actors pay for their own star on the Walk of Fame, even though it's public. It's greed and vanity." Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about NIJISANJI holding the play buttons from the JP side? Is this something that you expected, or is this just par for the course for Niji? Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys, and that's it. That's the end of the VTuber Newsy news. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And guys, if you're not able to catch me on Twitch, that is no problem. I do have a YouTube channel called Lydia VTuber VODs that backs up all of my gameplay, and I probably played through some of your favorites. So anyways, guys, please come check me out. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Mwah! Bye-bye. Did you know that there's something at the Olympics called Crotchgate? Did you know that people are injecting their pee-pee with acid so that way they can have a bigger pee-pee, so therefore they can have more aerodynamicness in their crotch of their suit? Did you know this?